After the events of the Akigahara Forest incident at the beginning of the year, it seemed like YouTube had just kind of moved away from Logan Paul. They were like, we're not working with this guy at all. Never mind, he's our biggest creator, our most popular creator. You can argue that it's PewDiePie just in terms of sheer numbers, but when you're looking at views and when you're looking at the general aesthetic of where things are, it's the Paul brothers, right? There's a reason why Shane Dawson's documentary on Jake Paul is pulling in, between 10 and 20 million views an episode, even though he could probably condense it down to 2 or 3 episodes or 1 2-hour documentary and be done with it. There is a draw to these people. So YouTube, when they decided to back away, it really did feel like they were just, they were done. They didn't want the controversy, but it turns out that, of course, money talks, bullshit walks. So they backtracked on it quite a bit. Now it says here, Logan Paul's The Thinning New World Order is officially coming out just months after Paul's controversy in Japan prompted YouTube to put the film on hold indefinitely, which is true. They did. They put the film on hold indefinitely. They canceled his appearance. It was on another YouTube premium show where he was a co-star on it. He wasn't going to be coming back to season 4. And then they removed him from Google Premium ads and they removed from all this stuff. But at the time, I think I even said that there's no way that they were going to walk away from this. There was no way they were going to not put out The Thinning sequel on YouTube. They'd already shot it. I know Lionsgate and YouTube co-produced it. YouTube had already spent a lot of money making it. They weren't going to sit there and just shelve this property that they'd already made a lot of money off of, and they wanted to keep this franchise going, even though it's a real stupid mix or knockoff of really the Hunger Games. If you don't know what The Thinning is, this is a quick recap. In the future, the world's resources are limited, and then in order to make sure population control is a thing, they kill children. Seriously, ages like from 1st grade to 12th grade, every year students have to take a test. And if they fail the test in any one of those years, they die. I'm not even kidding you. Like it's that. It's a really stupid thing. But anyway, Paul posted the trailer on YouTube last night, and said there's no release date for the film, but Paul suggests in the comments that it'll be available for premium subscribers very soon. Paul also tweeted out the news with a devil emoji announcing the surprise move. Well, not really announcing this. I mean, again, no one thought this wasn't going to happen. No one thought this wasn't going to be a thing. They just wanted to wait about 9 months in order for the controversy to die down and to let time kind of pass. I understand why they wanted to do that, but at the same time, this was never going to go away. They'd already spent a lot of money on it and everything else. Now it says, although The Thinning New World Order was hardly one of 2018's most anticipated movies, it does arrive amid controversy. YouTube announced on January 10th that the film, as well as other YouTube Red projects Paul was involved in, would remain on hold indefinitely. The decision came just a little over a week after Paul's decision to upload a video that contained the body of a man who had committed suicide in Japan's Akigahara Forest. Now I can walk you through that step by step as to how that whole thing was fake. And I love doing that to people who believe that it's real. I recently explained it to Hunter Avalone when we were at MythCon, and he was like, oh, I never thought of it like that. And I'm like, yeah, no, the devil's in the details. Really look at the camping supplies is, I think, the best key if you want to see exactly how full of crap it was. But anyway, it's entertainment that, that he makes. Now, at the time, the company also removed Paul from Google Preferred, its top-tier advertising group. Paul is still unable to receive Google Preferred ads, but his actions, which more or less kicked off the platform's most recent wave of demonetizations, helped to usher in YouTube's most turbulent times, haven't affected his channel too much. He still pulls in revenue through AdSense and boasts more than 18 million subscribers. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki even defended Paul's place in the YouTube community. During an interview, she said he hasn't done anything that would cause those 3 strikes, referring to you need 3 strikes in order to have your channel taken down. We can't just be pulling people off our platform. They need to violate a policy. We need to have consistent rules. It's like a code of law, which is true. They do. And in some cases they adhere to them. In other cases they don't. But it is the way the system just works, unfortunately. And as a result of that, I find it to be fascinating that his subscriber count actually jumped up by the millions, right? The day that the Suicide Forest video dropped, the day that all of this shit hit the fan, his view counts jumped. And I'm not kidding you, 90 million views in that first day. Right? 90 million views is what went to his channel, according to Social Blade. Logan Paul, in no way, shape, or form, was really impacted in the long run for this particular stunt. And that's why he played it cool. That's why he went to go do the whole fighting KSI thing, took a little bit of time off, did all that stuff to kind of, you know, let everything kind of die down and focus on a long-term project. The dude bought a $6 million home in Sherman Oaks, California. He's okay, right? Logan Paul getting slapped on the wrist in this case, which is exactly what happened, was pretty funny in my opinion, because just nothing happened to him. Now it says here, the thinning New World Order release is just another win for Paul, who is currently on a redemption tour, if that's what you want to call it, I guess. But anyway, YouTube did respond to a statement saying that the company's decision to move forward with the thinning New World Order, the project was never intended to be canceled entirely, but was shelved because of his behavior, saying the entire cast and crew worked extremely hard to complete this film last year. In all fairness, to all of them, the fans who have been asking for a sequel, we decided to release the thinning New World Order, which is exactly like what they were going to do. They said all the people who have been working on the movie, right? The cast and crew worked really hard on the film. We don't want it to be reflective of, you know, we don't want them to lose out because of Logan Paul. We don't want them to lose out because of this. We don't want them to lose out because, you know, because of something stupid he did. But they've killed projects for less in Hollywood. It's just because they already invested the money and they already knew Logan Paul was on his redemption tour. All of this was already all planned out. All of this was already basically argued behind the scenes, which is one of the reasons why Paul kind of kept a bit of a low profile. Now, this is something I came across today, and I don't know why when it comes to Logan Paul. This just goes to show you just how popular he is. When comicbook.com runs an article about him breaking up with his girlfriend, he was dating Chloe Bennett. For the last couple months, they had this kind of on again, I guess off again public relationship. And I guess now that they've officially broken up, right? I don't know. Again, there's no real point to me including this in this particular part of the story, but it just has everything to do with the fact that Logan Paul is such, I guess you could say, a media dynamite in that particular regard. Where anything he does will garner a lot of attention. Even sites like comicbook.com are only reporting on it probably because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Chloe Bennett and him breaking up. But that's where we find ourselves. And it's really, 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 really unfortunate.